time, let me get Dr. Shruti Kapila, not a fan of the Modi government. Are you disappointed with the exit polls?
No, I mean, who am I to be disappointed? I mean, it's not about being a fan or not a fan. I think every democracy needs a very good, robust opposition, most of all India, precisely because it is so diverse. So I think what is interesting, I'm halfway with the skepticism on the exit polls, what the previous spokesperson said, but I also don't think one should doubt them too much because, either, except that Indian pollsters, unlike say the American or the UK ones, are very non-transparent on the nature of their samples. So I'm not sure how much oversampling has happened, but even if I just take this, for what it is, I think what I've been arguing. That India is actually that there's a kind of China model in effect in India, which is to say that India is headed towards becoming a party state, and that's really, if there is really a breakthrough in the south, as we are seeing there is a breakthrough, then I think we are in a very different era of politics. It is not politics as normal. And what do I mean by a party state? When you do not have a distinction between state, society, party, government, cadre. And that's a different kind of polity. So you could say that there was one party rule and one party state under the Congress, particularly under Nehru, but it was not a cadre-based party. And also there was actually a lot of work done by Nehru himself to foster an opposition. So that's just my overall take, that this is not, you can't say, well, this is just a popular prime minister. This is a popular prime minister with a very particular agenda and a very particular attitude towards power and authority. Both, quite apart from Indian nationalism and its greatness notwithstanding, it's the way a domestic polity is going to be redone, because one nation, one poll is on the manifesto, to say nothing of the UCC. So I think, and if the Indian populace is going to, is giving him a resounding mandate, then one has to say that, well, it has worked. The BJP has become, as it were, a lifestyle, a worldview, a dominant worldview in India. So, it's not about being a fan, but I just think it's, or not, but I think one has to kind of see also what this means for Indian federalism and so on, because you have to also give it to the opposition, including your shows and all that, where you saw that the opposition did manage to construct a very powerful counter narrative. And so much so that the BJP manifesto was incredibly, geared towards guarantees, welfareism of the kinds you got a Hindutva light or Hindutva absent manifesto. So I think that, and bizarrely, the gains in the north, whatever they are, these are not final numbers, also shows, however, the weakness of the opposition to hold on to gains that it makes elsewhere in the south.
And actually, the biggest trend, sorry to interrupt you, that's emerging is that where the opposition does well in state elections, let's say Telangana or Karnataka, it doesn't manage to convert, if the exit poll numbers are correct, and I'm going to keep qualifying that, if the exit poll numbers are correct, then it doesn't manage to be seen as a national alternative, even when it's seen as a strong local alternative. So that's something to also
so the point really is therefore exactly my point, that are we moving to a party state, in the sense that where actually the BJP will have, given that you have now very centralized processes in India. GST is a centralized taxation. So what is, and if you're going to have one nation, one poll, and if you're going to have a southern presence for the BJP, we're in a very different era of party politics in India. And that is why this was a moment for Indian political parties to have a bipartisanship. Now, that is a difficulty because all our regional parties are actually, peaked out. And if you're saying what is coming out of Orissa, all these signs are showing that this is going to be a very hegemonic force.